A Toronto leader of the Black Lives Matter movement has come under fire after publicly stating that white people are subhuman and that they have recessive genetic defects that causes them to be inferior genetically to black people. When a Facebook group, this Black Lives Matter Toronto co-founder Yusra Kogali went on a rant arguing that black people were a superior race because white people have genetic defects that make them less human than black people are. Whiteness is not humanness. In fact, white skin is subhuman. All phenotypes exist within the black family, and white people are a genetic defect of blackness. They have a higher concentration of enzyme inhibitors that suppress melanin production. They are genetically deficient because melanin is present at the inception of life. Melanin enables black skin to capture light and hold it in its memory mode, which reveals that blackness converts light into knowledge. Melanin directly communicates with cosmic energy. Now, it should also be noted that she declared the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to be a white supremacist terrorist because he had allowed refugees to enter Canada. Now, obviously, you lose a lot of people right away when you say things like black skin allows you to communicate with cosmic energy. That's kind of complete nonsense. So, but then again, that pretty much typifies her entire position. I mean, this is the same kind of Nazi fallacy. Here's a genetic difference that's incredibly minor and means nothing, but somehow means the absolute world. I mean, it's also the social theory fallacy. Jews are supposedly subhuman and inferior, yet Jews somehow control the world. It's the same thing. It's just, if white people are subhuman and inferior, then how are they oppressed by white people and white people run the world? It's the same kind of complete, non-logic that promotes the superiority of the self while completely portraying the great as being the victim. I'm not saying there isn't such thing as white supremacy. Of course there is. I'm saying that this interpretation, this genetic interpretation, is absolute nonsense. But this is exactly the direction that identity politics takes us. We recall the South African group that declared that since science was mostly pioneered by white people, it is therefore wrong, and everything needs to be rediscovered so that science, like gravity, doesn't have a white bias to it. And this is the way they think. This is the way they go. And of course, that's going to be the way they think. But, as Marxists, we kind of see this as complete nonsense, because correct ideas don't come from a race of people. Correct ideas come from proper analysis, investigation, and testing, whether that be revolutionary science or the natural sciences. I mean, that's just the way it is. Gravity isn't racist or even built on a racist idea. It's simply nonsense. But this is what happens when you place identity over revolutionary science. It leads you down the road to completely insane things like these, which bear no revolutionary potential whatsoever. I mean, this is even backed up by pseudoscientific nonsense. This is another, it's just another example of how Black Lives Matter is degenerating. What was once a whole movement set up to combat police repression in African American communities and the unfair police killings that have been carried out against the black population has now slowly over time become something that had a very serious radical potential into something that can be described as batshit insane as this. And just another reason why we as Marxists must separate ourselves from such unscientific thinking. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.